Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Friday, OPEX Friday. How's everyone doing today? Good morning. Patrick, what happened to your name, Patrick? I know it's you because of the car. PLM. What? You're confused. You can't start off the morning that way, Patrick. We can't start off that way. Good morning. Zello the Magician. What is going Oh, is that you didn't change it? It's coming up weird in look, everybody's names are coming up with there's probably their YouTube handle name because look, there's Sterling 8050. Good morning. So now I don't know what names everybody is. Well, I know Mark there. I who Okay, this is confused. What is going on here? My day is off to my day is ruined. Good morning, Gap. I see now. I'm saying good morning, the Gap. Gap's a beat up 7%. Oh, yeah, Williams revised rate. That's what the market's trading off of. Like the rate cup. Although, what is it? What is it? Who said who was it this morning that said that we might return to 2% inflation by 2027? How many years has it been above 2% inflation? Okay, would that make it? It started in 2020 or 20. I don't even remember when we broke above 2%, but 2020, that'd be 7 years above a target. What's the point of having a target if you've missed it for 7 years? Boy. Whew. So, what else do we have? BJ's Wholesale Club was a beat. Where I was, so you had Jefferson speaking, you had Collins speaking. I'm all discombobulated because everybody's name's wrong. Oh, Bitcoin is it's down like over 35% since October 6th or something. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Royal Palms. Hello, Charles. Your all Madden turducken arrives today. Well, congratulations, Sterling. I hope you enjoy your turducken for Thanksgiving. Good morning. Oh boy, see, now we're holy. To be holy. There you go. I imagine that's Rick. All right. Good morning, OD Green. Some of them you can figure out from the handle. Some of them you can't. I don't know why things are different this morning. Oh well. Oh well, it's OPEX day. OPEX day. Go figure. Go figure. All right. So we've already had Williams, Barr, Jefferson, Collins. We still got Logan coming up to speak. Oh, or speaking. We have the S&P Composite Manufacturing and Services numbers. We have consumer sentiment. So I'll be looking at 10 a.m. Eastern for potential reversals. Good morning, Rusty. Or there we go. Good morning, Yogish. Oh boy, it's like I remember some names. Oh, we get Colin speaking tomorrow too. We don't get a day off. All right, so that's the big news is OPEX today. After the big, I hope you spotted the momentum bars, the major momentum reversal. So we got between the 50 and the 62.5 on the S&P, and then dump-a-rooney. Did not expect that, but when you get momentum bars, don't fight them. Don't fight them. As I said, the only way I can go short is momentum bars, and you got them yesterday. That does not mean we hit the first target on the double. So far, mega caps Google bouncing after a pretty big reversal yesterday. Communications and telecom selling off a bit. Chips getting bid a little bit. Intuit up 4.49%. Pretty green day going into the open. Let's see if it holds from severely oversold conditions. Everything is green today. Everything is green today going into the open. We've now reversed this morning from the potential pause to a 70% for a cut again in December. So, big reversal there. Fear and greed in extreme fear, number being 8. Schiller PE. Oh, 38.55. This market just keeps getting cheaper. Thank you for putting in the earnings. So, good morning, Balaji. Good morning, David Atkins. Yeah, you were gonna have your shower. Your shower, Rick. Alrighty. So, S&P, uh, major reversal here. We came up all the way to 62 and a half, but we did not close above it. And yes, look at the momentum bars from yesterday. The momentum bars from yesterday just getting the market just getting shellacked. There we go. That was last Thursday. There we go. The momentum bars from yesterday. I mean, if you didn't spot this, that's then I don't know what to tell you. But don't stand in front of something like this. Doesn't mean you have to go short, but don't stand in front of it. By the way, we hit the first target for the double that was triggered, and we have a confirmed but not triggered double bottom on the S&P. That's for a bounce play only. You can see here first target 66.20, 66.35, 66.48, close to 66.50. If we did get the next major rally, if you did get a rip your face off rally, next target is right around 6,700, 6,692. If it does not sustain and we turn around, we came straight to that 65.33, got the bounce there. But if we take that out, we have a fair amount of support at 6,500 to 65.15 and then 64.71. Good morning. You know what? Do I have a slick way of identifying? I do it from reading the tape and looking at the dome on the futures. Not only can you see it, it's how quickly, like for selling, how quickly bids get taken out and how quickly it's dropping. Is there a great measurement? You can look at momentum. I mean, just the momentum indicator on a very short term time frame, but it's easy just to see. I mean, this, when you're seeing this without any relief, and these bars are just dropping quickly, and bids are just getting taken out, that's momentum to the downside, the opposite to the upside. When you don't even get pausing bars, I mean, look at this. It dropped for how many bars before you even got a little green bar that immediately got taken out? Then one green bar immediately gets taken out. I've just done it by watching how quickly price drops, and that's why I never bothered trying to research an indicator on it because it's been obvious to me. Yesterday was too fast intraday, but then you stand aside. Just don't try to bottom pick. Jake says good day to make money yesterday. Yeah, you could use the tick chart also. You just watch, I mean, you can look at a tick chart and just see how fast things are getting taken out. I like to look at the trading dome also. Tape read. But it shows up pretty apparently in short-term charts too. So we have a little bounce play, the rotation zone. I'd be watching the 8 EMA. It's probably going to converge, just above the 66.50 area. So if we got the stronger bounce that completes the double, this is very key. Also the low from Friday, the 7th of November. But that was a massive bar yesterday. That was just huge. Look from high to low. What a bar. NASDAQ, which there was no double, coming back down. There's a key cluster here and the prior key breakout area. Coming right down to that area. You can see the green and red all lined up. There's a harmonic cluster that almost came down to. We hit 23,901, so 23.9. There is no double bottom. This extended too far. You can see extended too far. So the key targets for the NASDAQ on a sustained rally is about 24,395 to 24,4, then 24,540 area, then 24,6 area. So if you look on the daily too, the top of the rotation zone is at 24, or the bottom of the rotation zone is at 24,7. Let's see if it can sustain something. A lot of daily bearish engulfing bars on stocks. Yes, there are. Charles went to get a pizza. Jake says momentum bar identification game for me through experience, just having to see it enough times. Yep. So if we do take out this low cluster at 23,900, the next harmonic is down at 23,6. All right, so that's where that sits. And we'll go through looking at next week. If we do sustain the bounce today, we'll look at more upside targets on Monday. The Dow almost hitting the first target on the double top. The Dow, the major key area is with the declining 8 EMA right about 46,500 on a sustained bounce. There we go. We're trading against a key minor level. I have not updated these right here, but the minor level's there, and then the next key level is down right about, if you get about 46,500, which I'm watching, then the next major level is about 46,850. The Russell also coming back down. If you see here, the 62.5, we're between the 50 and the 62.5. Bouncing off the 62.5 area and the key harmonic of 2300. This was a little minor harmonic projection based off the shorter term charts of 2300. The major area for this is about 2355 to 2360. There is, come on, this is acting really, there is a little confirmed, very sloppy double right here. So if you're looking at the Russell, there you go. 2337, 2343, 2349. If we take out this, that's not good. Minor level I'll be watching is 2275 and majors 2250, right where the 75% harmonic is. I don't know. It's really throwing me for a loop. Hey, Heinrich. Your Bitcoin hit the 87.5 already. The cluster on NASDAQ is also 10% off the high. Thank you for putting in there. I like holy, holy. Holy, holy. If this isn't the low, I would be worried. Well, let's see how it reacts today. Let's see. I mean, next week has historically got a bullish bias. So does this mean, remember, this, now we've reset for another potential secondary reaction. This one failed at the 62.5. So, and we still have a couple more double targets, but we hit the first one at least. And we got the declining rotation zone also on the weekly. On the weekly, bottom of the rotation zone is hit. That's the first time it's been hit since the cross. So I mean, we're trading back where we were in the beginning of September, roughly. Wouldn't it be interesting if this sets, this would be a modified flat neckline, but I'm wondering if we could make a nice head and shoulders top here over the next few days. What else we have going on? The VIX, which spiked yesterday up to the high area from the middle of October, and pulling back a little now, Boy, I'm glad for hedges. I am glad for hedges, which expire today. Hedges expire today. So I'm going to be looking next week to see if but we still got more downside targets. I think it's going to be prudent to put on some hedges again on if we can sustain any bounce. So you'll see about that. The DAX breaking now below key support. So I'm now really, we lost the 200. The rotation zone's down. So really looking on bounce plays for new short setups in the DAX. Here, based off the comments, we have the yields breaking down a little. This was not a double top, by the way. It's way too sloppy. What else we got going on? Crude is still a mess. Testing the low end of the channel now. Going to be watching for a potential bounce here, but again, it's holding this channel really nicely for support and resistance. There just aren't a lot of great setups besides scalpy things. And this is tough price action to trade. Natty Gas still has a potential double top. Gold, which has gotten no traction, still on the closing basis, holding this 40-45 level. But silver looking, it's going to be interesting to see if this bounces back or not. But silver breaking below 50 key support. And there is still a massive potential double top in play. So I'm starting to keep a closer eye now that we broke the 50 level key support. I'm starting to watch to see if we start forming some rollover plays in silver. Dollar index. Trading against the very key resistance area. There is a little minor double top here. That would just be for a pullback, would not be shorting this thing into the daily rotation zone. Going to be watching today to see whether we're against the 50 still on the weekly, to see whether it triggers the massive double bottom on the weekly. Today is critical for the dollar. Just check that out. The euro, come on. Why won't the clicky work? The euro, also, the euro, interesting enough, can't sustain. It's trying to sustain a bounce, but then quickly reversing. Still looking for reconnection, at least in the short term, with 114.50, 57 area, and then the 200. Yeah, we're getting yields pulling back finally in the yen a hair. So the yen's pulling back. I'm going to be watching the 8 EMA and the old top of the channel line going into next week. What else? We have the good old Bitcoin. Here was your 87.5 from the lows in April to the highs. It ticked off the 87 faster than I thought. I thought we'd get a bounce, but we did not. We just could. There was no bottoming play either. Any potential double bottoms were just never triggered. And we went down and ticked off that 87.5, severely oversold. But you have the rotation zone against it, and on the weekly, look, you got the overhead weekly rotation zone first cross. And what's going to be interesting to see today on the monthly, if it closes below the rotation zone or not, or if it can sustain a bounce to get it back above the rotation zone. So, going to be very interesting today in Bitcoin. Wonder if this is going to make a massive head and shoulders pattern too. Doesn't mean it will ever trigger, but that'll be interesting. No, no, they'll be unwound. They'll be unwound. I just don't let them expire because there's still enough of volatility in this that they can be unwound today. The remaining, the little. What else? But I won't rush. I'm not rushing to put stuff on. I'm going to be patient going into next week. and assess market conditions next week, because I might put on more in through December through the end of the year, or December, at least December OPEX. We'll see. I would like the VIX to come in a bit because the VIX is so elevated, and a lot of even if you're looking at other things, there's so much short-term volatility. I like to put on, because still volatility gets sold so rapidly in this market. It might not get sold as rapidly as before. I would rather let some of the volatility get sold off and then put on hedges, because I like to do it in the options markets. So the spiders, I'm just going to be watching that little ES double. The spiders, uh, remember, it was a bigger double top that did not come all the way down to hit the first target yet. The key areas I'm watching on the spiders on a rally is about 650, this low area from Tuesday, which is 655.86. Then above there, I'm paying attention to about 659. Really paying more attention to the futures today. If we did take out yesterday's low, the next target is roughly 647. The Qs, the key area I'm looking at is around 590, this low and the 12.5% harmonic, right around 591.34, 591.28 to 591.34, and then on a stronger rally would be to right around 594.60. All right, so that's where that sits. Are these daily options killing the VIX? They're having an effect on it, yeah, because people are so micro focused on stuff. Could we be setting up a weekly head and shoulders in the ES? Yes. Yes, we could. It's a modified flat neckline, because this technically dropped below this, but it would be technically a down sloping neckline, but I'm going to be using a neckline right around the 65.42 area. Now, we have to look for a bounce, and then we don't know. Then we'll see if it sets up, but that would be, you can see shoulder, head. This would have to bounce up, make another shoulder here, which if that formed a topping pattern then triggered, oh boy, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Charles, for you, we can do coffee. KC and the Sunshine Band. Coffee, key support, little gap down. And remember, tariffs got removed on coffee. This, that is, wow. And it does work. That is a qualified massive double. In the short term, though, in the short term, really key areas is 350. 350. You start losing 350, then start losing 350. 337.50. You close below 337.50. The magnet price is 297.35, just below 300. And the kiss it goodbye level is 277.25 on a monthly closing basis. I need some coffee. I'm on green tea this morning so far. I need some coffee. So there you go, Charles. There's your coffee. Those are the levels I'd be looking at. This 350 area. Would not be surprised to possibly see a bounce here, but that would be setting up for rollover plays. So that's exactly what I look for in KC and the Sunshine Band. What else do we have? Talking about reversal bars yesterday. There's the alphabet reversal bar going to bounce today. Nothing to invalidate the percent beat buy yet. Didn't get quite to my next target, but that did some major technical damage today. Gonna have to see how much it. So it's gonna have to be a more aggressive stop raise on that. But gonna see if it regains the support level. I mean, it has pre-market to see if it can sustain above this 291 area. Nvidia. Also, that's a bar. Hitting the first target on the double and then boops. Why you raise a stop at least? Because there, I mean, that was even momentum. Look at that momentum on Nvidia. So that did some technical damage on the good old Nvidia. There's your Broadcom key reversal there yesterday. Tesla, you still have the Tesla reversed the rotation zone, but still struggling getting beyond the first target in the double. What else? What else? Oh, I got alerts going off. You know what? I did not look at. Jeez. Walmart. I did not check out Walmart, but now this is a lower probability double, but there is a potential double top in Walmart. Back even after earnings, trading at again 35 P to E. Who is buying Walmart up at these prices? That is insane. And there's your gap. There is your gap. Gapping in the gap. There you go. So, a nice gap up in the gap from their earnings. Pre-market on the mini NASDAQ and NASDAQ way over 1 million. Yeah, people were rushing in yesterday, but it had earnings. That Walmart thing, at some point, that's going to cause some people some pain. Nothing new yet. Still, I wonder. Boy, that would be a gift if Target can check off the 87.5 rule. I'm keeping an eye on that one too. Again, other things we've been looking at. Nothing. I'm still keeping an eye on things like we covered these in like the General Mills and everything. We had some rush into safety, a little rush into safety. I'm going to watch for the next pullback play in Altera also to make a potential stronger bottoming pattern in the short term. Oracle with the credit default swaps. Let's reset that. We're going nuts. And Oracle, remember the insanity still with this move back to the 200 and losing the 200 so far today. I mean, look at this. Even big companies can go vertical up, vertical down. Trading right at, look at this. This is going to be interesting with Oracle. As it broke the key support, filled the gap from back in June, trading against the 62.5 right now. Rotation zone looks like it's going to end up crossing down on the weekly. This could get interesting for Oracle. And still expensive. And the credit default swaps, remember, they are bleeding cash. So, yeah, this is another one because they've been getting some pressure. This was I've thanks for reminding me. I should have brought that up before. But this is going to be interesting to see where this closes because it's lost to 200 to see if it can regain it today or not. Very interesting. Something we should put on the radar screen. We should add this. You know what? You know what we're going to do? We're going to add this. We're going to start checking in on this on a more regular basis, if you don't mind. Disney is trading against a 50% Disney. Oh, the good old 50% retracement. You guys are so smart. Look at that. There's still a major gaps left behind. Rotation zone crossing. Now let's take a look at that weekly. First cross in the weekly. Filled that gap. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to be looking for some of these are so many things are setting up for potential shorts on bounce plays. This could get interesting. Like Disney also. Huh. Thank you. I don't look at Disney that regularly. Thanks for pointing that out, Sterling. All right. But we still have next week Thanksgiving. Remember, for overseas people and people not in the USA, next Thursday is Thanksgiving. Historically a bullish bias. But, ooh, look at that. Really paying attention now to this 1 hour rotation zone, the confirmed but not triggered double. Paying attention to that. Other than that, if we pull back on a short-term level, I'm going to be paying attention to, this is for short-term stuff only, 50, 65, 62. If it cannot sustain this little shelf right here. 65, 62, we break below that, 65, 52, 75. If you lose that level, which is also, look how nicely the harmonics line up. If I zoom in, look at this. Look how nicely that lines up if we do pull back. Other than that, going to be watching this key 65, 96, 97 area on any bounces. So, hope everyone has a wonderful trading day. Remember, don't overdo it on Expiration Friday, especially going into the close. We can get some weird price action. So, I prefer, if especially after 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern time, start sitting on hands. With that, I shall see everybody next week. Thank you for all your contributions. Hopefully the names come back next week. I don't know what's going on with this. We'll figure that out. Until then, bye for now.